So, what I'm hearing is that you intuitively know something big is coming, but there's a fear around what it is because you don't know what it is. Um, Hi, my name's Lindsay Renee. I'm a psychic medium and tarot card reader. We're just gonna hop straight in with the tarot. I was hearing a lot of craziness before this video started. The amount of time it took to start this video to begin with is just insane. And there was also a message about maybe you having been doing something for a while now where you feel like you've wasted time at something. Maybe you're not seeing the fruits of your labor with some kind of project you have going. But there's something about looking back, or either you're at this point now or you will be at this point soon, of looking back at all the work you've done and being like, oh, that was not a waste of time at all. Like, I learned all these things and now I'm at this point where I can just go. So that was a big message that was coming through before this reading started. So we're just gonna hop in. All right. Great Goddess, what card do we need to start this reading? Oh shit, two of them came out. First of all, I'm seeing the Devil reversed, and we have Knight of Swords. This goes along perfectly with everything I was hearing before. I just love when I get confirmations from my own downloads. Because I noticed, like, when I was setting up for this video, like, I was hearing a bunch of like lawnmowers and everything because like storm clouds started to come in. It started to like thunder and all this stuff. And I'm also noticing like the clouds on the back of this card, but like, and it was just giving me this message of like, you know how all the dads come out and mow their lawns before it's gonna rain. It's like there was a big message about like you getting your shit together, or like cleaning house, or cleaning things up in different areas of your life, because you know like something new is coming in. And this goes back to that original message of like you having a big amount of like intuitive insight, like in general. So you may identify as a psychic, or hey, but like, you know, or an empath, or somebody who's like really on that path of understanding is what I'm hearing. So there's something about you intuitively like picking up on this big energy that's coming in, and you knowing that also in order to bring this new energy in, you have to clear out the energy. So yeah, you may be somebody who's more familiar with the process of manifesting and stuff. So you maybe like have been doing manifestation work to bring something big in, and like now you can feel it. And so it's that energy of like, shit, like, let me like, and this is kind of a metaphor, or maybe it's literal, but like, let me pack up all my shit. Let me, I'm hearing like unfriend this person, unfriend that person, unfriend this family member, like cutting cords because you're like, you guys are not coming with me. Like I'm hearing like you guys, so this may be like a lot of like clean up on the friends list kind of like thing, you know, connections and stuff like that. But there's also something about this could be places and things, and you may be being called to like go through your closet and stuff like that. You may have been doing some kind of like, because I'm getting like this restless energy, and there's something like, I know this thing's coming. It's like I'm literally like, not literally shaking, but I'm just feeling this energy of like anticipation. That's the good word for it. So, and that's that Nine of Swords. That is like, again, confirmation that these things are coming in, and they're coming in fast. And again, that Devil reversed, you know, cutting those cords, cutting, you know, surrendering anything that cannot come with you, that kind of thing, you know. So, all right. The energy is really flowing. Let's see what else we got. Oh, I knew she'd come up. The High Priestess, this is that confirmation. Yes, you are intuitively feeling that energy coming in. And I'm feeling for some of you, you may be like empathic, or, you know, have latent psychic abilities where you're like, am I crazy? Like, am I actually feeling this? Or am I just, I'm hearing like deluding myself into this. An important note about that, like, first of all, no, you're not delusional. Like, the High Priestess is here. This is that confirmation. Yes, you are intuitively picking up on that energy. But also if you know, have been doing manifestation work, a lot of that kind of work is being quote unquote delusional about it and being like, yes, I do know good things are coming in, and like allowing yourself to trust yourself on that is what I'm hearing. So this may also be, you know, a message to really just like allow that. I'm hearing anxiety to subside, because also when the storms were coming in, I was hearing the thunder and I was like, I'm nervous about storms. I live in Tornado Alley. Like, there's a kind of a thing about, you know, that's not uncommon around here. So I already have anxiety about storms. So I was hearing the thunder. I was getting a little nervous. And then I was kind of, you know, like that low level anxiety of waiting for the rain to come down, that anticipation, where it was like kind of assuming the worst in a way, but there was no rain. All the clouds have parted and now the sun's back out. So I also was taking that as a big message, like, Spirit's coming through today very strongly for you guys, to kind of give that confirmation that you can really trust yourself and trust your intuition at this time. Okay, so, let's just see what else comes out. All right, Temperance reversed, the Emperor reversed. So this is pointing out some kind of imbalance that we're about to get into, I think. I don't know why I'm like getting, I feel like this could be, I don't know. I just felt like I gotta get serious for a second about something. Cause I was like putting cards to the side, like, wait, let me clear the deck. Let's talk about this. What is this? So Temperance reversed, the Emperor reversed. I will say before I also start this video, like I said, it took me a while to get here. The Emperor reversed and Strength reversed came out, when I was doing like kind of like, what's the initial energy? So I was getting like, while you feel like, you know, you can anticipate this thing is coming in, there's something about, I'm hearing like at my wit's end. So that's could be, you know, what I was saying before, where you feel like maybe you've been doing something for a while and it's not necessarily paying off yet. I'm hearing you've done enough. Like, there's something about you being able to relax in this moment with the Emperor reversed, because it's kind of giving me, the Emperor is this like go forward energy. It's Aries energy. It's go-getter energy. It's like move forward action. So there's something about you having done that for a while. You may have been like, I'm hearing, a victim of hustle culture. It's very specific. But so yeah, you may have been very accustomed to doing that kind of thing. And it's also bringing me to talk about like lack mindset in that way of like, you may have in the past had this need to like, if I don't do this thing, if I don't work hard, nothing's good's going to come to me. And I'm hearing like again, you've done enough. You've done enough to like start this momentum on this project or something like that. And there's something about now you being able to kind of relax into this Temperance energy of like, I'm hearing like refreshment and like vacation and words like this. So there's this time to like, because I'm hearing for some of you, you may be at a point where you're like, you've been building, like I'm hearing businesses and certain projects where you initially like hearing front loaded the energy output, specific language. But you know, you did a lot in the beginning to kind of build it. And now you are, I'm hearing being given permission to be at the point where you can kind of keep things steady and consistent, but like not put as much effort in. So for those of you who run your own business and stuff like this, this may be like, you know, cutting back which days you work and like try, you know, I'm hearing like batch recording for those of you who are like doing content creation and stuff like that. So like kind of condensing down the amount of energy you're putting into it, but still having this steady flow. I hope that made sense. That was understood by whoever needed to understand it, I hope. So Temperance is bugging me. Let me see. What about that? Ace of Wands. There's something, okay, so for those of you who do manifestation work and stuff like that, and like witchcraft, magic of all kinds, you know, whichever tradition you follow, there's something about, because Temperance is also about alchemy, you know, he's kind of turning one thing into another. I'm hearing also a message about protection, spiritual protection. If you feel, if you feel like you've been having like negative energies or like, and this can manifest in a lot of ways. For me personally, when I go through like ascension and stuff like that, it's such a tricky subject, so I'm trying to figure out how to kind of condense this briefly. When you are kind of leveling up in like your thinking and your mindsets, and you're really trying to switch to a positive mindset, hang on. But when you're trying to switch to a positive mindset, it's like there is some kind of force in this universe. There's so many other names for it. I don't want to name it any certain type of way, but when you are like doing kind of spiritual inner journey work, you will often get pulled into like negative energy randomly. Now this can be, it can work through people. Like you can be having like the best day ever, and all of a sudden someone's just a total asshole to you. And when you're on a spiritual journey and you understand manifestation, you understand how your energy, reflects out in the world, you can kind of get in your head about like, is something wrong with me? Like, why did that person treat me like this? Like, am I off balance in some way? But that comes back to that, like, when you are leveling up, there's like this force in the universe, this conscious force, the universe has all levels. So this is like that lower negative entities, energies, whatever you want to call it, will throw you off balance. Like, and it feels kind of cuckoo to like even say that, because I used to not believe in this kind of thing until I experienced it for myself. But like, yeah, you will just have like negative thoughts come up. You'll feel like maybe being tempted a lot. It may feel like you are being tested a lot. And I'll be honest, I completely forgot where I started this channel from. So that like whole explanation, I feel like that was important for somebody to kind of understand. Like, if you've been doing really good and you feel like you're hitting a low for no apparent reason, I will say it's definitely like, and that's what I was like waving that way, because I was hearing that at wit's end part again. Thank you. But like bringing it back to that, feeling like you've been doing a lot of spiritual work where you are, I'm hearing like very much different from who you used to be. I love how this has just turned into a complete channel. I wasn't expecting to go here, but feeling like you'd been doing all this inner kind of journey in your inner work and having these things. I'm hearing like you may have been in a situation recently where we were doing really good and something happened to randomly throw you off balance. Like I was saying before, you may, have been like, is it something in me? But no, this is something like that happened that threw you off. I'm hearing like you were maybe regretful of how you acted in a certain situation or reacted in a certain situation where it maybe reminded you of who you used to be. And so that can, that's important for somebody. But like, bringing it back to like going on this spiritual journey and kind of hitting these road bumps here. And there's something really important about not letting that. I was like, where did we even start with this channel? The Ace of Wands. Yeah, it's bringing it back to like your energy and stuff like that. So this is like part of that manifestation work. This is part of that leveling up your energy spiritually and all that kind of thing. I'm just going to leave that channel there because I don't even remember what my original point with that all was. All right. Okay. Okay, what next? I swear, I be recording these, I look back and I'm like, I don't remember saying that at all. Like, I black out during these. Okay, justice. So this is something about bringing yourself back into balance with this temperance. Energetically, back to, pulling back your energy, not doing as much, kind of allowing yourself to relax. That is what's going to bring you into more of a balanced state. I'm also hearing, that's energetically, because as within, so without. So on the microcosm level, which is you, like you doing this kind of work to balance your energies out, balance your emotions is what I'm hearing. A lot of like, hearing like emotional reactivity and like you're calming your nervous system, allowing yourself to kind of like be in a more zen state. I'm seeing King of Cups in my mind's eye. So, you know, being very kind of like emotionally balanced, like you're in tune with your emotions. You allow it to guide you. I'm seeing like the King of Cups, like as on a boat, like that little pedestal he sits on. Maybe it'll come out later, but, kind of flowing with the emotions, flowing with the water, but not being sucked into it. Cause I feel like, again, like you in the past I'm hearing like very reactive, like, you know, you probably, the way I just sighed, feeling like you really did a lot to get to where you're at, to where you're in this more peaceful energy. So again, bringing it back, like that, doing that on the microcosm scale, that's having a more macrocosm type of, what's the word? It's working on a macrocosm as well. So like what you have been trying to calling, Jesus Christ. Whatever. See, that's that thing about negative energies trying to knock you off. And that's like, you get in the flow, you're in the flow of life, and all of a sudden it's like, I'm hearing like inconvenience after inconvenience, where it's like, it's starting to test your nerves. Like, and this is how, you know, the energy works. Like overall on a spiritual journey, these are kind of like tests. Like, I don't ever want to say like the divine is testing anybody, because I don't believe that. But I do believe, you know, our souls are here to evolve. So when you're evolving, it's like, are you going to stick to your guns? Or are you going to stay 10 toes down on this, like, being calm, chill, zen kind of person? Like, are you this new person that you say you are, is what I'm hearing. So that's, again, you know, goodness gracious, this message is all over the place. It's for somebody. This is making total sense for somebody, even if it's one person. That's why I do this, okay? So again, this justice, like I was saying, good God, the macrocosm, you know, calling that energy in when you are releasing and surrendering that negative energy, and it's coming up to be, I'm hearing integrated, you know, alchemized. It's like, okay, no, I'm not going to react that same way. I'm going to, it's kind of solidifying your new energy when you're like that. And it's solidifying your overall, I'm hearing experience, your energy, into more of a peaceful thing. So that manifestation that, you know, you're calling in, as you continue to solidify this new high vibe, like frequency that you're in, there's something about that really kind of also solidifying that manifestation coming in. And that's also brings me back to like that anticipation energy. And now there's more thunder, but it's literally like sunny. Like there's clouds, I guess, way over there. Crazy. Okay, interesting. 3 kind of flew out. So we have, so start with the Queen of Cups, not the King of Cups, but the Queen of Cups. And the Hierophant reversed, and also snuck out 7 of Swords. So I'm gonna get more on the 7 of Swords in just a minute, because this is also bringing me back to that, you know, that negative energy, that kind of lower energy and all that. But it's almost giving like, it's almost giving not malicious, but like, so, okay, I'll go there in a minute. Queen of Cups, the Hierophant reverse. I'm hearing, for some of you who are more so questioning your intuitive abilities, there's something about your intuition working in like a way that's very unique to you. So you may be like hearing, I'm hearing for some of you, like hearing downloads in songs, or like getting songs in your head that you're like, oh wait, I feel like that was a message or something. Like there's something about trusting the way your specific intuition works and not comparing it to how other people, because like, I mean, as a professional psychic, sometimes like I get caught up in this too, where I'm like people who can clairaudient, like very clearly clairaudient channel, I'm a little jealous. Like, I get it. But like, so there's something about, but the way I channel is also very unique to me, and it's very effective most of the time. And, you know, so there's something about leaning into your strengths, like in that department, but also overall. There's something about you having your heart space, your heart chakra really being like a big source of power for you, especially at this time. There's something about really leading with your heart, following your intuition, following those intuitive nudges. I'm also hearing like following your joy. And I know this is a message that kept coming up for my collective on Instagram and TikTok, but like, let me get one more of this Hierophant reverse before I hop in that Seven of Swords. Please and thank you. They said the Seven of Swords first. Okay, so we have King of Swords and the Seven of Swords. So the karma I'm getting with this is, for some of you, you may feel like you have eyes on you. These kind of messages, they're so corny. I don't even like hearing them. But like, I will give it because it's here. You may feel like you have people, I'm hearing like people you've cut off, people you used to know, like watching your page. But you may also feel like you have, I'm hearing haters specifically. But you may feel like you have like people that you do know, you are on friendly terms, but they're kind of like watching you. More of a curiosity of like, what is she gonna do? There's something about you feeling like people are watching you, like, I'm hearing watching you glow up or watching you like shift and change and transition. I'm like getting like this certain type of anxiety about it though, where it's like maybe making you nervous. There's something about, they're giving me a vision of like somebody like going on stage to do something for the first time or whatever, and then they like kind of misstep or whatever, and they're like, this is feeling more like a fear, but like the audience like is all pointing and laughing at them. Like there's something about that kind of being a fear maybe for you, you know, in the metaphorical sense. Excuse me. But like, you know, feeling like there's something about what you're doing or what you're building is really kind of, I'm hearing like, yeah, it's that fear of failure. It's fear of failure in the public eye. So this could also be like audiences in general for those, I know, content creation and all stuff like that, but like, or just something about like being more vulnerable in general. There's something about being more authentic and being more yourself. And it may be worrying you that it's going to, I'm hearing like shock and surprise people. So, and this can, all the way back to this Devil reverse card, you know, this is like dropping a mask. This is unchaining yourself, liberating yourself. Like, I'm hearing like liberating your true self and allowing yourself to just like show up the way I'm hearing the way you've always wanted to show up, or the way you've always wanted to act, the way you've always wanted to dress. And there's something about like worrying about who's watching, but there's also something about you trying not to worry about who's watching. So again, that is that, you know, bringing it back, something about, you know, surrendering that fear, surrendering that anxiety to the divine, you know, or in whichever way you connect to divinity, you know, being like, hey, literally prayer meditation, you know, hey, I'm scared of failing in front of people. I'm scared of this, and just being open and honest in your prayers and stuff like that, and just being like, universe, God, Goddess, you know, however you connect, take this anxiety away from me, because there's something about you really wanting to not care. And there's, I mean, obviously you shouldn't care. You shouldn't care who's watching. You should be your full authentic self, because that is like a big source of your power. Again, that's that heart chakra, heart led kind of way of moving about the world and way of living. Because I mean, this isn't King of Swords it's King of Swords reverse. So King of Swords reverse is more of this lower negative type of octave frequency, type of people, type of energies. So, you know, it's like, this isn't somebody whose opinion is worth listening to, is what I'm getting. Because the King of Swords, he's all about speaking his truth and kind of having a commanding presence. And in a reverse like this, it's like, who the fuck cares? Who the fuck cares what you're telling me, what you're saying? I'm just kidding. Just like, especially, you know, it's literally age-old adage, fuck the haters, like, you know. So I'm gonna get like one more and close this out. I'm also looking, Queen of Wands is right at the bottom, and I'm getting total chills, y'all. Like, I wish you guys could feel this energy right now. You can, because it's your energy. It's your energy that's coming through. Like, the way I'm laughing, there is something also about like using humor, just be like, who the fuck cares? Like, that's that also releasing of that anxiety, releasing of that fear. It's just like, I'm getting like, leaves you in kind of a giddy state to just like, so what's holding me back now? Like nothing, you know, that kind of energy. And really that Queen of Wands, just like that presence of like, here I am. I don't care if you don't like it, because I'm not getting into the Queen of Wands. Her black cat, if you know, you know. You know, that's that kind of different, weird type of energy. And she's sitting here with it like, and like, I'm the queen, bitch. Like, so that's that type of energy. I'm also like just gonna take that as the last card and close it out here now is what I'm feeling. So I love this. Like, guys, this energy was awesome. I love your guys' energy. I'm really rooting for you, honestly. I vibed with this whole message too. So we are in this together, guys. Don't ever think you're alone. That's also a big message. Don't ever think you're alone in this process, in this journey. There are people all across the fucking world who resonate with this journey. So there's also something there about like, you know, if you feel alone, try and put yourself out there and just see who fucks with you is what I'm hearing. So I love that. I want to leave it there. All right, guys, I will see you next time. Mwah.